Why does due diligence matter before you invest? Well, I think one of the biggest mistakes that people can make when investing, especially internationally, is getting caught up in the excitement before they actually understand what they're investing in. I totally get it because you can see a beautiful property, you see the location, you hear about the potential returns, and you start imagining yourself owning something overseas. And sometimes before you know it, you're emotionally invested before you've even done any actual due diligence. So let's talk about what due diligence actually is. To me, it's really doing your homework before you hand over your money. You want to ask, who exactly are you investing with? What is their track record, and have they actually delivered any projects before? What exactly are you buying? How does the legal structure work? And how is the property going to make money? What are the risks, and what happens if things don't go exactly to plan? Because, as you know, the truth is that there's no such thing as a risk free investment. And if someone tells you there is, I would personally be very cautious. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest. It means you need to understand exactly what you're investing in. And this is especially important when you are looking at international property, because you're often investing in a country that you don't live in. And those laws can be very different. The ownership structures can be very different, and the tax implications can be very different. The way a property operates can be totally different as well. And you can't just look at the brochure and think, oh, that looks good, I'll put my money into it. You need to ask the questions, look at the developer, and understand the legal side of things. You also should take a look at the numbers and get your own independent legal advice where necessary. And I think this is especially important to say as someone who introduces people to international property opportunities. You should never invest in something just because I tell you it's good, and you should never invest in anything just because the developer tells you it's good, or because a salesperson says that it's selling quickly or there's only a couple left. Make sure you do your own research and ask the uncomfortable questions. If someone doesn't like you asking questions about where your money's going, then that's probably something that you need to pay attention to. A great investment opportunity should be able to handle intense scrutiny. You don't need to know everything yourself. That's why you have your professional team around you, such as your lawyers, your accountants, your financial planners. But you do need to understand enough about what you're getting into, because ultimately it is your money and it is your decision. So my advice is, don't get caught up in FOMO. Don't rush because you think that you might miss out, and definitely don't invest just because something looks exciting. Make sure you do your homework first, then make your decision. Because becoming a better investor isn't about saying yes to every opportunity. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is say no. And if you want to learn more about international property investing, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing more about how I personally look at these opportunities, what questions I ask, and what you need to know before you invest.